Hey, what's going on YouTube land? This your boy TJ and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I get my reviews of the WWE shows and PLE events. And today, we are going to be reviewing Raw, April 1st, 2024. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? We open up the segment with The Rock. He comes out and he says, I told y'all I was going to make Cody leak out on the blood. Now all it's missing is Cody's tears. And all the Cody crybabies didn't like that. How many Cody crybabies is in the house? And this is when he said that it was quite a few reactions online that, was dissatisfied, which was the kids. He showed the kids crying about Cody getting whipped like a government mule last week on Raw. And I ain't gonna lie, it was really hard to watch. Really hard to watch. I don't like seeing babies cry like at all. And they were all like, I was just like, oh my goodness, turn this off. So this is when he said that he didn't like making the babies and the kids cry. 3-time girl dad himself. And he said that a man has to do what a man has to do sometimes. So this is when The Rock said, finally, The Rock has come back to Brooklyn, and he didn't come back alone. So this is when Roman comes out. So this is when Roman says his whole stick about Brooklyn, acknowledge me, yada, yada. So this is when he says that if it's not any more crystal clear that this is going to be a walk in the park, I don't know what is. Well, before he even said the what is part, this is when Seth comes out and he says that if y'all think that I'm coming down there and get ambushed, y'all must be stupider than y'all look. And he said, what I want is a fight. I want to fight either The Rock or Roman. Who has the cojones to go ahead and go one-on-one with me tonight? So, of course, I mean, come on, Seth. Are you an idiot? Do you really think you were going to fight The Rock or definitely The Rock or Roman, the world champion, tonight? No. So they both said no. He said, oh, I guess neither one of y'all had the cojones to fight me. And I'm like, think smarter, not harder. Roman Reigns says that Solo Sikoa is going to go one-on-one in a Bloodlines rules match tonight. So I'm like, if this is not a setup, I don't know what is. In this next segment, they show basically Rhea Ripley having an interview in London. And I guess Becky Lynch had called in and she asked them to let her up. And of course, she has a confrontation with Rhea Ripley. And she pushes her and they kind of have like a shoving match and then they get separated. So then we pan off into an interview segment with Becky Lynch. She says if Rhea cares to come out there and confront me, she can. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, she's got some unfinished business to do, so we're going to see how everything goes with that. In our first match, it is DIY and New Day versus the Judgment Day, all the male members of Judgment Day. This had a lot of humanity in the ring. It was all over the place. It was a pretty decent match, pretty back and forth-ish. But unfortunately for Tommaso Ciampa, he ate the pin with eating the Razor's Edge from Damian Priest, 1, 2, 3. The Judgment Day won this match. In this next segment, we see Sami Zayn and Chad Gable basically in the Performance Center. And he's trying to get them ready for Gunther and all that other good stuff. Not much really to talk about, just him trying to get him to understand that this is more so of a mental game, not really physical. In this next segment, it is the Judgment Day. And basically, Dom is introducing Legado del Fantasma. I'm sorry, I'm butchering their faction's name. So basically, they are introducing each other, and Damian Priest and the Judgment Day are detest from this. And they are not feeling this at all. Damian blatantly said, hey, come here. And then this is when he tells him, hey, next time you got to communicate stuff like this. Come on, man. He introduces them, and this is when the segment ends. In this next match, it is Sami versus Bronson Reed rematch from last week. So this match was basically a throwaway match. It didn't have a conclusive winner because unfortunately, Gunther was again in his head. He came out and drug Chad Gable out on the arena. Naturally, Sami goes out to check on him, but he gets beat up in the process. And I'm guessing, I would think that the referee would have did like a count out victory because it wasn't like inclusive. I didn't hear a bell ring, and I didn't hear the referee counting. I didn't even hear the audience counting. So I was thinking it was going to be like a count out victory or something. But anyway, make a long story short, Gunther got in his head again. He beat him down. Then he beat him down the second time after he tried to get up. And Gunther was left standing over his head with the championship. Yo, this next segment is my bingo cards. If you would have told me that Lil Wayne and Jey Uso were going to have a segment together, I would have thought y'all were lying. Yes, Lil Wayne and Jey Uso. Jey Uso came up to Lil Wayne, was like, "Hey, what's going on, big bro? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you're not too busy, I'm about to beat up my big brother next weekend. And if you can make it, I would love for you to be there." He said, "You know what? I'm coming." So I guess we're going to see Lil Wayne at WrestleMania. In this next match, it was kind of a short one. It was Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae versus Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree. Towards the end of the match, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae had like a little miscommunication. So as Indy, the legal woman, is talking to Candice LeRae, Maxine ended up backing Indy Hartwell into her tag partner and rolling her up 1, 2, 3. She won the match. We're going to see this development on what's going to happen between Indy and Candice, but it's not really looking that good for her. In this next segment, it is Drew McIntyre, and he's holding a funeral for Seth Rollins' championship reign. And he says that he ended the hopes of the old broken down CM Punk and ruined his dreams at main eventing a WrestleMania, and it's not going to happen because of him. And also, this ceremony is for the cringe lord Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins. All he's doing is putting more wear and tear on his body, and if he thinks that wrestling The Rock and Roman, then wrestling him, he's actually going to beat Drew McIntyre, then he's out of his mind. I think so as well too. Like, that match is probably going to be like 20, maybe 30 minutes long. And then you're going to face Drew McIntyre. Okay. Drew McIntyre says he's going to end Seth Rollins world champion, and they're going to have a world champion that they can depend on. In this next match, it is Ivar versus Ricochet. They had a pretty decent match. Definitely towards the end. Oh my goodness. He hits a fall-away slam. And he powers him over. On this big behemoth Ivar. I don't know how little Ricochet gets him up and just throws him, and I'm like, bro, I was completely shocked. I'm not gonna lie. And then he hits a 630 splash on him. 1, 2, 3. He wins. Yo, I hope they do not. Oh my goodness, to goodness sake, I hope they do not ruin this man's momentum. And hopefully, since he is left off the WrestleMania card, that they just continue his upward trajectory up the card, because I really want to see him be world champion at some point. And I know some people are like, "Oh, I don't see it for him." You forgetting Rey Mysterio? Oh, okay. Anything's possible. Anyways, I love me some Ricochet. I hope to see him go shoot up the card. He is a phenomenal athlete. He always been a phenomenal athlete. He just always seems to thrive, and I'm loving to see this side of Ricochet, and good luck to that man. And I hope, to be honest now, I really want to see him win Money in the Bank really bad. And if he doesn't, then that is going to be a sham. I don't care. I said what I said. Moving on. I like this segment a lot because it was straightforward. It is Becky Lynch. She said, "Look, time of talking is over. I just want you to come out and fight me, Rhea." And I said, "You know what? I like that. My type of..." Okay. Adam Pearce comes out and he says, "Y'all can boo me all y'all want, but Becky, I'm asking you politely to just leave." He comes out, of course, with security. So this is when Rhea Ripley comes out, and this is when he says, "No, please, I'm begging you, please just go back, turn around." So she's all like, "Okay, I guess." So she throws the championship at him and holds. into all these security guards and beats them up. She goes in the ring and then they just brawling out. Brawl, 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 brawl. And then Rhea gets the best of Becky and kicks her right in the gut. And they are just going at it. So then the referees, or should I say, the security ends up taking Rhea Ripley out. Becky gets on the top rope and dives out on her, and then they fight again. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then even after the commercial break, they are still fighting backstage. This is what I want to see, okay? Go ahead and let it be known. I got tired of that 101 ways of keep having a face-off. I'm like, goodness gracious, girl. When y'all gonna get physical? When y'all gonna clock in? But I love this, and hey, it did what it had to do. I can't wait to see their WrestleMania match. In this next match, it is Damage Control versus Tegan Knox, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe. This match was, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really into this match like that. Only because it just seemed like a way to get Damage Control to have a win. If that makes sense. It just was there. I don't know what Tegan Knox was doing in that match, but hey, I guess they wanted to do a 3-on-3 6-woman tag match. But anywho's, Damage Control won 3, and they are on a upwards momentum into WrestleMania. In this next segment, it is Seth Rollins, and he has an interview. And he says that he has no choice but to put pedal to the metal. And if anybody knows me, knows that I always have a plan B. Then he ends up running into Drew McIntyre. And he tells him, I'm not dead yet. And I'm like, wow. Drew says, yeah, yet. And I was like, oh, you better lay low.
You better chill. You better lay low.
So we get to the main event match. It is the Bloodlines rules match. Solo Sikoa versus Seth Rollins. They were putting each other through tables. They were beating each other up with chairs, all that other good stuff. But I had a feeling that the Bloodline was nearby. So this is what happened. First, Jimmy comes out and he beats up on Seth. So this is when, and now mind you, he hits the curb stomp on Solo Sikoa. Jimmy comes out and of course breaks up the pinfall. So this is when Jey Uso came out and helped them out. Of course, you know, they about to have a WrestleMania match, the first ever twin versus twin match. So he helps out Seth Rollins, but The Rock winds up beating down Jey Uso. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of actually want to see that match though. I want to see The Rock versus Jey Uso. I think that would actually be a pretty decent match. Anywho, he comes out, he beats him down, comes marching down to the ring. So this is when they have their face off, and all of a sudden he starts smiling, and I'm like, the heck? And I already knew what was going to happen. Cody Rhodes comes out, and he lays a smackdown on The Rock. So then he winds up getting him out the ring. Then it looks like he was about to rock bottom him through the table. So as he about to do that, of course, Roman, I told you, was somewhere close nearby, and he winds up beating up on Cody and then beating up on Seth. Then he ends up slamming. Yo, I don't know if anybody catch this, but when he was like trying to slam Seth's head into the ring post, he slipped and they both tumbled over. And then this is it. He got back up. It's like, he tried to get Seth tried to get the chair. But he wind up like, no, you won't go through this ring post. This is chaos. So he gets him back in the ring. He winds up hitting the Superman punch. The Rock brings Cody in the ring. He winds up spearing him. So then this is when The Rock said, oh no, this ain't over. So he winds up getting a belt that had the American Nightmare on it, and he was wearing both of them out. Whew, it was hard to watch. He whipped them like government mules. It looked horrific. I could not believe this is the way that Raw ended. Oh my goodness. This actually was an exciting Raw. I mean, outside of certain matches or segments I wasn't really here for, they actually did a really, really good job. But anyways, let me know, comment down below, how did you feel about last night's Raw? And how do you feel about WrestleMania being less than a week away? Who do you want to see be dethroned? Who do you want to see win? Who do you want to see lose? All of that good stuff. Anyways, I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow my channel. All of that good stuff. Y'all know how that thing goes. So, Peace out. TJ
3,
out.
2, 1. Fuck them.